Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel. Today I'm here for another show of the ink from the Diamine Inkvent Calendar Black Edition for 2024, and today it's the 9th December. It is kind of a special day but with some mixed feelings. I will not get too much into it, but it's my birthday. That's why it's that mix of feelings. So my birthday today, just for you to know. I hope there is a very nice brown ink for my birthday. I'm not sure. No, it's not. And which color is this? Kind of greenish gray, grayish green. It's called Wishing Tree. And it is a chameleon ink. And the shimmer is kind of greenish gold. Maybe we will have some of those muddy green inks. It would be great. We'll have to see. So Wishing Tree is it's my birthday's ink for this year. So I'll be right back for the next part. So let's make the swatch of these, I would say, promising ink. I think I may like this one, but that's what we'll see. So, knife, 3 droplets of ink, the knife, and so far, yes, I will like this ink, but it will depend on the amount of shading, because I don't love heavily shading inks. We will see. It is a chameleon ink. Let's see what we can see. We can see some shimmering going everywhere. I love doing this. Sorry if I'm if I'm wasting your time, but maybe if you like inks, you will enjoy seeing this kind of river of little glowing particles going all the way. I really like it. So I think this is the green from the family of greens I like, but we'll need to see how it dries, and we'll see that just next after this dries. And so let's take a look at the final swatch, and we have here an interesting ink that is kind of maybe an earthy gray with a darker almost brown and some kind of black sheen, I would say, and it has a green shimmer, very fine green shimmer. So this is a very interesting ink that I think it may be, you can see in this angle it looks like a very bright green, and this it looks like very beautiful Aurora Borealis green. It's very nice. This is a very beautiful ink, the Wishing Tree. I don't really have any ink to show it, to compare it with, except for a couple of them. One is this Mont Blanc. This is a special limited edition. It's no longer made. I no longer have the bottle because I didn't like the ink. And I didn't like the ink, why? Because in some places it was almost invisible because it had such a range of shading. I'm afraid this can be a little bit like that too, but because of the shimmer and of some sheen, I think this ink will be more interesting and more saturated on the paper. I also have here 2 more inks. One is from the Diamine Inkvent Calendar from 2021, and we can see this is the ash. It is a regular gray ink, and this is the wishing tree. So you can see this is much warmer gray, but then it has the green that mixes everything up. And let's take these out of the way. And then we have this, the Solstice, which is my favorite Inkvent ink so far. And it's from 2019. And you can see it has also green shimmer, but a different one. This is a very small, very subtle, almost pearly green. This was a very intense green, as you may see, very large particles, and also lots of shading, but more on the brown side, and I really like it. So maybe this ink is something quite interesting to keep. The chromatography that I made, just to have some idea. We have a shimmer starting line. I don't think you can see it shimmering, but believe me, this is a shimmer line, because the shimmer gets stuck there and doesn't flow. And then all the ink flows, and we have kind of a magenta, yellow, green and blue. So, but everything goes away, so no water resistance is expected. For the writing sample, and because I like the Solstice from 2019, and one of my favorite pens to write with that ink is this one. This is the Benu Euphoria Caviar. I chose this pen for this ink. So it is a beautiful gray pen with all this glitter that Benu pens have, but I like this a lot. I think this pen is very interesting, but at the same time, it is standard enough for a Benu pen. It is low profile enough. It has a Schmidt steel medium nib, which usually performs really well, and it can take care of shimmer very nicely. The pen is a cartridge converter. And I also have here the Kaweco Piston Sport in aluminum black. I have this pen for a while. I used it with first Kaweco Royal Blue, then I used the Pelikan Edelstein ink for this year, which I don't remember the name, Golden Lapis, I think. And now that it was cleaned again, I went for this ink. So this is a fine steel nib pen on a piston filler pocket pen. So that's it. That's what I chose for this ink. And so here we have our tests. We'll start with the moleskin paper, where you can see very mild shimmer. You can see it better, as you can see with the Benu pen. I think the flow on the Kaweco is too small, not the width of the nib, because you can see it's not that big difference, but when we look at the shimmer, we can see a lot more with the Benu. I'm not sure if it is visible there. I think so, I'm not completely sure. This ink is quite well behaved. There are only some spots of bleed through, which is a rare thing with moleskin paper. Then we have the Oxford Optic paper, where you can definitely see the shimmer, and again compare what is written with the Kaweco and what's written with the Benu. So the difference is amazing. There is lots of glitter. You can see here the shading, but you could also see the shading on the Kaweco. On the Kaweco, it looks a little bit different. It looks greener. Here it looks grayer. I'm not sure if this is a thing. On the other side, usually no bleed through, except there is a spot. Maybe I held the pen a little bit more. And with the copy paper, we can see some shimmer there on the Euphoria, a little bit on the piston, but not so much. And that is a writing sample very similar with the writing sample on the moleskin paper, however with less shading on this paper as usual, but it is a nice color overall, and you'll see there is bleed through on this paper. So this color seems like, it's very hard to say, it seems like a gray green ink, and I think I like it. And now let's go for the final test with the Rhodia. So we have here the Rhodia dot pad, and we can see a little shimmer on the Kaweco writing, but not that much. Maybe there where it's Diamine Inkvent Calendar, I think there is some sheen that you can see. So I made the water test, and you can see there is no water resistance. The ink all goes away, but it dries really quickly, from 10 to 15 seconds. So it's quite nice. So let's just write the usual phrase with this ink, or with with this ink and with the two pens. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And this is with the Kaweco AL Sport. Not AL Sport, it's AL Sport, it's a piston sport in aluminium. And now with the Bennu Euphoria Caviar, it is the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. You can see there is a lot more shading with this pen. And let me just bring it near to you. The ink now may be drying by now, and you can see some shimmer. I hope I can. I'm not sure if the camera picks it, but I can see it here on paper. So this is how this wishing tree behaves on paper. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you, Appelboom, for providing this calendar for review. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow for another ink review. So see you tomorrow. Bye.